So we're back doing more totally unscientific Surfski speed testing today. Today we're testing my V10 Sport against Barry's V11 to see which one has better flatwater speed. V10 Sport is longer, but it's also wider, but it's also more stable. The V11 is shorter, has more rocker because it's made for downwinding, a lower volume boat, but it's much lighter and it's narrower. So it's going to be interesting to see which boat comes out to be the faster flatwater Surfski. Barry, you have any predictions?
I think I'm going to be faster in the V11 by just a few seconds.
All right. Last time we did this test, Barry predicted, like to the second, how much faster he thought his first generation V10 would be over the V11. Boy, you're leaning there, buddy.
I know. I've been paddling OC1 a while. I almost forgot how to paddle a ski.
So we'll see how it goes. My prediction is that I will be faster in the V10 Sport because I'm more of the stable is faster crowd. Barry is more of the narrower, albeit less stable boat, is faster. But you know, Barry doesn't mind. The first Surfski he bought was that first generation V10, which is not known for its outstanding stability, right?
No, to me it could be called the V13.
It could be, as far as stability goes, you feel like it falls closer to the V14.
Right. If there was such a thing as a V13, I would say that's it.
Yeah. But Barry doesn't mind falling out, so he got that V10 and fell out some.
I fell out a lot. Oh, I'm going in. Yeah.
Fell out a lot
for about a year
in the beginning,
but every paddle was falling out 5, 6, 7, 8 times, but then it became less and less.
But then you develop the skills to stay in it. And I know last time we were downwinding in the waterway on the V11, you did fall out a couple times.
Yeah, I did.
But it was pretty. We had big yachts going by.
Yeah,
big fishing boats.
But I was okay with that.
Yeah, Barry doesn't mind falling in, but you know, he's young and dumb and doesn't mind getting cold. I'm old and I go hypothermic if it's you know, if I get below 72 degrees. So I like having a boat that, you know, my theory is I'm going to be faster if I'm in the boat than if I'm falling out of the boat. But we'll see. I suspect I'll be faster in the V10 Sport, and I don't know what about Barry. I suspect Barry's just going to complain a lot about how big and slow the Sport feels. So we'll see.
Hey, we got a marker.
Yeah, we're gonna measure off our course here because somebody forgot to charge their Garmin.
Yep.
And
so we gotta have a half a mile exact.
So we'll see you guys in a little bit. So Barry, who doesn't mind getting in the water, is now in what could be the nastiest water in within 50, 60, or 5,000 miles of here. To turn on the cameras, so that's what he does for the YouTubes.
Trying to do it the way Oscar does it. So I started paddling with both legs on the side. I can do it in the flat water. Do you want to stay out there, or do you want to come here? Do you want to come on this inside?
No, I'll stay out here because that way there's more of a chance of you snagging the fishing line.
Okay.
And if I go slower, I'm going to blame it on having more wind out here.
Okay.
20 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go. 8 seconds. We're going to roll and start. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. that sucked.
That hurt, dude.
It did hurt a lot.
I didn't feel good.
No, I never felt smooth or strong on that one. About 30 seconds to go, I blew up. So, and that's just want to point out that when I blew up, I started making like dying animal noises.
Yeah.
And Barry heard that and sped up. So like a shark smelling blood in the water. So I'm here to inspire him. Whew, that was not fun. All right, we're gonna go back, switch boats, do it again. I'm not gonna get in.
You're gonna have to get all the way in.
No, I'm just gonna hop all the way. I'm just gonna hop.
Just don't put your face in it.
All right. Is that you or a bull shark?
That was me.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm trying to put my Garmin on before I get
I would do that.
into the V11 because based on, was that you or a bull shark?
That was a bull shark. I'll tell you right away, you sit up taller in this boat, and I can lean forward a little better in this boat.
Right.
But I think they designed the V11 to sit lower, have your butt lower to the water.
I'm assuming that
because it's a downwinding boat.
right.
It's going to be interesting. I might be a hair faster in this boat.
At some point today, Barry's gonna tell me I look really good in this boat because Barry's trying to sell me this boat.
I don't need 2 outrigger canoes and 2 surf skis.
All right, everybody needs 2 outrigger canoes and 2 surf skis.
I need 1 of each. There was one segment during that little race where we had some boat wake, and it really messed me up.
I know, I was pretty excited about that.
I was like, man.
I actually got a smidgen of a lead.
That hurt. Same exact time for me in the Sport and in the V11.
Yeah, I was actually a second faster in the V11. I will say I felt like
Sweet. He's buying it, guys. He's buying the V11. He's faster in the V11. We have proof now.
I will say it felt like there was less effort in the V11 than there was in the V10. Okay, so quick recap of the Flatwater speed test. Are you done with all the beeping?
Yeah. All right. So, what were we saying?
Yeah, so quick recap of the Flatwater speed test, the V11, Epic V11 versus a repaired Epic V10 Sport.
Yeah.
And the water was glassy and smooth, maybe 6 mile an hour headwind coming back. And what we found was that
I was exactly the same speed.
You were exactly the same speed, and I was within a second.
You were a second faster in the V11.
I was a second faster in the V11. So, and I will say that I felt like the effort level was a little bit less in the V11. I didn't feel quite as close to throwing up at the end as I did in the V10 Sport.
I hurt. That was very painful. Both.
Yeah, that half-mile distance is pretty horrible.
So it's a half-mile sprint.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a recovery week. But I was exactly the same speed. I wonder why. My theory is that the V11 is light, but it's short. It's made for downwinding. The V10 Sport, I sat up a little higher. I felt more mechanically efficient in that boat for paddling flat water. And it's more stable. The V10 Sport is more stable.
Definitely more
Not
stable.
once did I have to check, brace or anything like that.
Did it feel draggy to you?
It felt heavy.
It is heavier. It's like 10 pounds heavier because it's so much heavier from being repaired.
I felt like I was dragging something behind me in the V10 Sport.
Yeah.
No offense. That's just how it felt. I'm
Right.
just saying how I felt. So I felt like I was lifting weights to paddle the Sport.
More muscular effort.
Yeah.
I'd say that's true. That was more.
But surprisingly, my speed was exactly the same. I was like
Yeah.
surprised.
I mean, when you factor in margin of error, you know, there really was no difference between
No, maybe
the two.
like a fraction of a second, but
I can tell you without a doubt that had it not been super glassy, the results would have been a little different for me.
right.
I would have been faster in the sport just because of the stability.
Right.
I don't know that really would have made a big difference. Although when when you were in the V11, we hit just a little bit of wake.
Yeah, I hit some boat wake, and I
You did slow down a little bit.
I lost my leg drive
Yeah.
for probably 4 strokes, and I did fall a little behind you, and then I had to work hard to make that ground back up. So,
but I will say that the V11, like the nimbleness, the turning radius, and the sleekness of it in this glassy water like we've got right now, it's a lot of fun. I really liked it in that flat water.
I like it in the ocean. When I see a bump, I can accelerate fast and get to it.
Right, it does accelerate very.
I think
very quickly.
that side chop, it's still a challenge for me. But when we get into bumps and we have the swell and the
Right.
wind at our back, that thing becomes much more stable.
So it feels stable when you're.
It feels
when you're
stable
going with
when
the
I'm
bumps.
going with the bumps
Right.
and with the wind.
Yeah.
But I don't. Maybe that's true of every surf ski. I'd love to hear comments
Well,
below
there's no doubt.
if that's
Yeah,
true.
I think probably, but that, you know, how much more stable? But you say it's a lot more stable.
It's a lot
once
more
you-
stable.
once
As
you're
soon
going with the
as
bump.
soon as you say, hey, let's turn here and head downwind, it's like my stability goes up.
Yeah.
Big time.
Sweet. Well,
And
you know, really, it's kind of an unfair test what we're doing today. I mean, they're like in two different classes. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
we're testing
the
a downwind
V11's
boat.
a downwind ski, and the V10 Sport is sort of a utility boat, I think.
Yeah,
for the
it's a
intermediate paddler,
well-rounded
kind of,
boat.
kind of a does everything kind of boat. But we just thought it'd be interesting to test it out, and it was. So
Yeah, good job.
The results were not really what I thought, but definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. Good. All right. These drive me
These
crazy.
bugs.
I'm getting eaten alive.
Ew.